Hello and welcome back to the All You Need Is Love podcast. It's been forever. I'm so sorry about that. I guess life sometimes gets crazy, but not always in a bad way. And the last 6 months, I'd say, have been a roller coaster for me. So much has happened and not happened and then happened and recording just wasn't a possibility for me, and I'm so sorry about that. I've missed you all a lot, and I wanted to start by thanking everyone who's been still chatting with me and sending me messages and hoping for me to record again and just stick with me. That meant a lot for me, and last month I celebrated my second year knitting, and you guys can't just understand how much knitting means to me today. Sometimes I feel a bit silly thinking it, but I really do feel like it saved my life. When I started knitting, I was in a really bad place, and I've just learned so much in the last 2 years and met so many amazing and inspiring and sweet people. And I'm just so thankful that I have knitting in my life. Even though I couldn't record for the last 6 months or so, I never stopped knitting. It's in my blood now, I think, and I'm so excited to be able to share my knitting with you again today and hopefully on a more regular basis from now on. So maybe some of you are new and some of me just forgot who I was, so maybe I should introduce myself. My name is Leah, and I'm recording from outside of Paris in France. I've been knitting for 2 years, and you can find me on Instagram as Alinor89. And we also have a Ravelry group for the podcast, which is the All You Need Is Love podcast. And that's pretty much it for introduction. I've completely forgotten how to record podcast, I guess. But I think I will start by showing you a few finished objects. Mostly those I finished in February and a couple from January. And then we go to works in progress, which I don't have too many of. February was a great knitting month for me. I took part in the Finish in Feb knit-along hosted by Kemper from the Junkyard podcast, and I'm so happy that I did because I cast off a lot of stuff that I really was hoping to cast off and to have it done and just be able to wear it, but that does mean I didn't cast on anything in February, and I can already tell that March is going to be the complete opposite because I've just been putting everything on the needle in the last few days, and I'm so excited for this month. I have so many projects and patterns in my queue that I want to knit, and some winter stuff because it's still a bit cold here, and also spring is coming, so I want to cast on all of the light cardigans and shawls and more shawls. So lots of projects happening here, and I'm so happy. So we'll start with the finished objects. First are 3 pairs of socks. One I finished in January, and the other 2 are from February. So the first one was my Christmas Eve cast on, which I knit during the last week of December and then in January. And this is the sock. And I realized I just can't remember the name of the pattern. I'm so sorry about that. I will put it in the show notes, and it's on my Ravelry project page. But the most important part is the yarn, which is absolutely stunning. And here's the second socks, which is not on blockers. So you can see. So the yarn is from Maya from the Wool Barn. She's a UK indie dyer, and I got this skein quite some time ago. I think our shop was still new at the time, so over a year ago, and I felt really bad about using it for socks at first. So I actually included it in a shawl first, which is my exploration station, The Exploration Station is the shawl pattern by Stephen West using 4 colors, and this was one of them. But I did have quite some leftover after it, and enough to make a pair of socks, so I felt good about using this gorgeous skein in 2 different projects, and I think it just makes super gorgeous socks. I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually sparkly stellina in it. Yeah, I think you can tell. And it's just the most gorgeous colorway. It's a cream base with speckles of hot pink, light pink, and brown. And so I used brown for the cuff, the heel, and the toes, which is, I think it's jowl yarn. Just a little skein I had of neutrals. I have it in this brown and in yellow, and I find it super great for contrast heels and little details like that. And I made it quite short because, like I said, this was leftover yarn, but I simply adore this pair of socks. And if you've never checked out Maya's shop, the Woolbound, she's now on the woolbound.com. She's no longer on Etsy, and she has the most amazing yarn. So do check it out. So this was the first pair. The second pair, I used yarn from another lovely indie dyer, and that is Barenwula. And the dyer is called Vicky, and she's in Germany. And she just makes the coolest sock yarn. This one, the colorway is called Deep Sea, and it's just the coolest variegated blue. I love it. And the pattern I used is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's called the Rye Socks, and it's mostly stockinette, except in the front where there's a garter stitch part. And I love those. The yarn is slightly thicker than a regular fingering weight. It's not sport weight, but it's definitely thicker. And both are just amazing winter socks. I've been wearing them a lot. And I love the color. So yeah, another great pattern for beginner. The pattern is originally written for worsted weight, but it's extremely simple to accommodate for any type of weight of yarn. So I definitely recommend it for beginners or just persons that, like me, love socks. So that was the second pair, and the third one I casted on February the 14th, and I called them my Valentine socks. And the pattern is actually the Fika socks, which is a Pom Pom magazine pattern, and it's just a super cool pattern with a complete cuff made of twisted rib. I love twisted rib. It takes absolutely forever to knit, but it's just so worth it. I love it. And then there's a simple stockinette stitch fit with a little detail done just before the toes. And I absolutely love those socks. They're definitely Valentine for me because I'm not a big pink person, but I just love all those blues and reds and pinks and purples together. And the yarn is a French yarn, which is called Plassard Aventure, and there isn't really a colorway name, just numbers, and I think this is number 6. And I actually bought 2 balls originally, so because they come in 50 grams balls, and I only used 1. I had 0 left over from the first ball, but I made it fit using, once again, some contrast colors for the details. And so I have no idea what I'm going to do with the second ball. I still need to use some of it for my blanket, and I think I might make some mini out of the leftovers. So if you swap with me in the near future, you might get a skein of this yarn. So those are the 3 pair of socks that I knit in 2016. I'm taking part in the Box of Socks knit-along hosted by Christine of the Yarngasm podcast, and the goal is to make 12 pair of socks. So I'm thinking a pair a month is just a good objective, and I'm on track right now. I still need to pick my March pair of socks. I'm not sure. I I'd like something with a pattern because I've been knitting a lot of plain socks, and maybe something with cables or lace. I don't know. I don't know what yarn I will use either. So, but I do need to figure it out soon because it's already the 6th or the 8th. I have no idea. I think it's the 6th today, and days just fly by. It's insane. So that's were my finished socks. I have 2 more finished objects from February. Oh, I have 3. I don't have the 3rd one with me. I'll see what I can do. So the next one is this hat, which is the bow hat. I don't know how to pronounce this. From Brooklyn Tweed. It's an older pattern of them, and it's just an amazing cable yarn. So I hope you can see the pattern. Basically in the middle it looks like there's trees, and then there's the cable. And I absolutely love this hat. I made it out of Brooklyn Tweed shelter, which I've had in my stash for almost a year and a half. And I absolutely adore all of the Brooklyn Tweed patterns, but I'm not the biggest fan of the yarn. It feels very spongy to me, and I don't like working with it. So I had it in my stash for a while, but it was really perfect for this pattern. I mean, the stitch definition is great, and the color is absolutely amazing. It's their green colorway, which is called, I believe it's called Button Jar. It's very pretty, and blocking helped a lot with how I feel about the yarn. It got a lot softer. I have no issues at all wearing it. I wear it all the time, but I still need to add a pom-pom. I wasn't sure about it because I know I don't want to make the pom-pom out of the Brooklyn Tweed. I would like something with maybe like faux fur, so very soft and light, but I can't find one right now. So, but I think it will need a pom-pom at some point. And just quickly, so this is the yarn. I absolutely love it, and it's super warm and cozy, and there can't be enough hats really. I need one in every color. What can I say? I love hats and I love knitting them. So yeah, that's another thing I finished in February. Next is probably my favorite knit of all time. It took me over 6 months to knit it because I'm pretty sure I cast it around August. And at first I thought I would have it finished by October because I wanted to lend it to my sister when our second son would be born, and he was born in October. But it was nowhere near finished in October, and then I had Christmas knitting to do and it just didn't happen. So when Camper started a knit along for the finish in Feb knit along, I knew this was the one I had to finish. And I finished it on February the 4th. I just knitted it like a crazy lady for 5 days straight. And I've never been happier with a finished object. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And here it is. This is my Quill shawl, which is another Brooklyn Tweed pattern. And it's inspired by Haps from the Shetlands. And here it looks like a triangle, but I folded it in half. It's a big square. And I hope you can see. Yes, you can see. This is the applied border. And then there's a beautiful lace. And the middle is garter stitch. It's huge. I've been wearing it non-stop for the last month because it's been crazy cold here in France. And this is so squishy and warm and amazing. I made it out of drops yarn and it's 100% alpaca. So it's incredibly soft and warm, and I usually wear it like that under my coat in the mornings. So there's a big weight here and it's super soft. And then there's lace, which is just so gorgeous. And I know a lot of persons are considering knitting this, but super scared of just how intense it can get, because there's no way you can knit this in like a month, unless maybe you're Mina from the Knitting It's Bad podcast, because she's crazy like that. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but it is just so worth it. I absolutely adore it. And I'm crazy enough that I'm considering maybe making another one. Maybe a half one, so just a triangular shape instead of a full square. And maybe using different colors for this section. It's my favorite knit of all time. There's no doubt. And I love it. I use six skeins total, but so that's like a lot of yarn, because that's fingering weight. And it took forever, but I love it. I just love it. And if you've been considering knitting it, you should, because it's an amazing pattern. That's pretty much all I have to say about this one. Like I said, I've been wearing it all the time, at home, outside, and it's just perfect. So I love it. And I'm so glad that I finished it finally. And it's quite hot today, but I'm still going to keep it on you because it's just so lovely. So that's my almost last finished object. There's another one, but I can't show it to you because my dad is currently wearing it. I had planned on giving him a scarf for Christmas, and the scarf was barely started by the time Christmas came. And if you've ever knitted scarf, you know that it can be a little boring and it seems to take forever. I mean, you use pretty much the same amount of yarn that you would a shawl, and I can knit a shawl in a week, but a scarf is always going to take me a couple months. I have no logical explanation for it, it's just the way it is. And so I have only just finished it, maybe 10 days ago, I think. I gifted it to him, and he's been wearing it non-stop, I think. So I'm pretty happy with it. I will try to insert a picture of it, or you can always go to my Ravelry project page. The pattern I used is the Fostering Warmth scarf. It's actually the second time I made a scarf with that pattern, because I made one when I started knitting almost 2 years ago that I gifted to a dear friend of mine. And the first one I had made out of Malabrigo worsted, which is a single ply worsted weight. And this time I stuck with Malabrigo, but I used the Rios yarn, which is another of their worsted weight, except this one is plied. And the colorway, I believe it's called Va or something like that. It's the most gorgeous variegated green. So it's like a deep forest green with a few different lighter shades of greens and blues and darks and blacks. It's just gorgeous. I mean, I kind of wanted to keep it to myself for a little while, but I know my dad needed a scarf, and I was happy to give one to him. It felt a little bit different knitting this, because one of the reasons I haven't been able to record for so long is that my dad's been really sick, and he's doing a lot better right now. He's recovering, but he had issues, a disease based around his throat. So the fact that I needed a scarf was pretty symbolical, and I'm just happy that I have half the needles and that he's now wearing it and liking it. And that's pretty much basically I'm happy I finished it, because it feels like we can all turn a page on this very hard last 6 months and move on with the rest of our lives. So yeah, that was very symbolical cast off for me, I guess. And that's another reason February was so great, because I got to finish so many stuff, and now I get to cast on a lot of stuff, which is even better. And like I said, today is the 6th, I think, and I've already cast on way too many stuff. So let's just move on to my works in progress. The first one is quite an older one, let's say older. I think I started it in November, something like that, October or November, and it's my duck-legged sweater, which is another broken tweed pattern. I seem to be knitting all of the broken tweed pattern right now. And I kind of wish I had it off the needles already because it's going to get hotter pretty soon. And it's a very warm sweater, so I don't know if I will be able to wear it. But I know it, even if I get to be super warm, I will, because it's a gorgeous pattern and I am so proud of it. So this is my sweater so far. I finished the body. This is the front. Maybe it's better. And just look at it. It's gorgeous. I say that in a totally non-objective way, but I absolutely adore it. And well, I can't say too much about the pattern because obviously it's a paid-for sweater, but it's basically a mix of one color brioche stitch and lace. Hope you can. It looks quite complicated, but it's actually very easy to memorize, and I absolutely love working on it. And I learned quite a lot because there was a few new to me techniques, especially for the shaping, and this is going to be the neckline, so there will be more knitting here, twisted rib, but I used sloped bind off, which I had never used before, and I am fairly happy with the results. I mean, it looks like a circle. So, and there was also great decrease technique, which I think looks super neat. This is going to be the shoulder part. So yeah, like you can see, I finished the body, and maybe I should tell you what yarn I'm using. It's a French yarn, which is called, the brand is called Derrere Natura, and this base is the worsted weight, and it's called Gilead. And here it is. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. This yarn is actually very similar to Brooklyn Thread in terms of the way it's treated and not treated. It's French yarn, completely French yarn, and natural. It's not super wash or anything. It's quite rustic, so, but way less than Brooklyn Thread. I mean, I find it a lot softer and a lot nicer to work with. I'm absolutely in love with that brand, and I can only recommend it. It's gorgeous. This is the prettiest yellow in the world, you guys. I love it, and it's been such a pleasure to work with it, and I just love it. And I wish the sweater was finished already, but I'm now working on the sleeves, and I hate sleeves. I don't know what else to say. This is what I have so far. This is the first sleeve, and it's basically done. I think I have maybe 10 rows. I just started use the weird cast off technique, and I have a few more rows with decreases while still binding off, but I just don't like sleeves. It's so boring, even though it's going to be so pretty. I think the reason I stopped right here is because I know that once I have this sleeve done, I still have the second one to knit, and that's just so sad. And I have to do it because I'm so close to being done. I mean, after that I will have just to attach the three parts together and add the neckline, and that will be it. I will get to wear with this amazing sweater. But I don't know. You guys have to help me and force me to do it. I actually was supposed to be only working on this because there's another sweater where it's a cardigan that I wanted to knit. And at first I thought, I am not casting it on until this is done. But I was weak, and the yarn came and I casted it on. And this has been on my desk waiting, which is so bad. I will try to have it done in March. I will do it. I won't try. I will do it. Keep me to my word, you guys, because it's an amazing pattern, which I highly recommend, and I can't wait to wear it. So that's my first work in progress, which hopefully will be a full soon enough. Next is the cardigan that I wasn't supposed to cast on, but I cast it on anyway, because I finished so much stuff in February. I felt like I deserve this, right? So This is my new cardigan, and well, right now it's just a stockinette body, obviously, but it's a Sibylla cardigan, which is from the Mother Anthology by, I believe it's by Carrie Bostic Hodge. I hope it is. And it's a gorgeous fingering weight cardigan with it's stockinette for the entire body, and there's a beautiful lace section here, and then the sleeves. And I am working pretty fast and pretty quickly on the body. I'm trying to get a good, that's not quite true to color, it's a lot more vibrant, but the light is very weird today, so this is sort of better. So, but as you can see, I've made quite a lot of progress on it. So first came the ribbing, which is 2x2 ribbing, and now I'm on to the stockinette. I've done the decreases for the waist, and I'm now increasing again for the bust. So I think I have maybe close to 12 inches already. So definitely making a lot of progress on this. This is my another reason I cast it on is because I had no mindless knitting. The sweater takes a lot of work, and I just needed something mindless, and that I could just pick up and knit for an entire row, purl for an entire row, and not have to think about it. So that's my excuse, you guys. And the yarn I'm using, this is a yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's, I hope you can see, it's Canopy by the Fiber Company in the fingering weight, which is 50% baby alpaca, 30% merino, 20% bamboo, which is just an amazing combination. And the colorway is called the Quetzal colorway, and I don't know if you can tell. It's a gorgeous, I would say teal. It's one of these colors that's neither blue nor green, which is my favorite color. So it's more green, you know, in life, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I got 5 skeins of it, and each one is a bit different from the other, so I have been alternating yarn. Those are my 2 current balls of yarn, and the colorway is super cute. I mean, it's knitting up perfectly. But I do think I was right to alternate, because you can sort of tell one skein from the other. Some are a bit more, some have a lot more green in them, and some are a bit of a darker blue. But it's just, it's going to be so gorgeous. And I can't wait to wear this, like on top of a simple sweat t-shirt with jeans, or on top of a dress. It's just, it's quite light, because you can see my hand right here. But I absolutely love this, and I can't wait to reach the lace section. But I also know that then I will have to knit sleeves. The nightmare will begin again. If someone somewhere wants to knit sleeves, please get in touch with me. Just kidding, I will knit those sleeves. Because I don't like sleeveless cardigan on sweaters anyway, so I just need to do it. And I didn't even check that part of the pattern. I don't know if I have to attach them afterward, or if I need them straight away. But maybe I will find a way to knit those 2 at a time, which would be so much better, because no second sleeve syndrome. I have to check the pattern. I usually don't read ahead. I don't know about you, but I will read like 5 lines, do my few rows, then read the next part. I never read ahead, so I don't. Maybe I like surprises. I have no idea. That's just the way I knit. So that's my second work in progress. And I have one last one, which I actually just cast on this morning. I have been meaning to start this for so long. And I actually started it 3 times with different combination of yarn, none of which I liked. And I think we have a winner today. And this is what I have been working on. You might recognize it. It's a Lumpy Space shawl by Stephen West. I have a lot of Stephen West shawl that I want to knit, and There's just not enough time in the year or the day or whatever, and I just cast it on this morning. I had to, and I wanted to, and I needed a shawl on my needles because this is my most recent one, and I haven't knitted on a shawl for so long. I just miss my shawls, and I think that's a pretty nice view. So I'm alternating 2 colors of yarn. It's a very weird Stephen West-like construction. So first there's this part, which is like going to grow like this. Then I will knit the exact same thing for the other side, and then in the middle there will be like a square or lozenge shape in another color, which will be the middle of the shawl. And the finished shawl kind of looks like a wrap, so very elongated rectangle, sort of. I think it's gorgeous, and I just love working on this. It's so fun. And what I really like about Stephen West pattern is that they look quite complicated and really different and fun, but they're actually always super simple to knit, because, well, he loves garter stitch just like I do, so there's just a lot of knitting and knitting and knitting. So it's really, it looks cool, but it's super simple to knit. And I've been knitting this, I started this morning, like I said, and it's maybe, I think it's 2 in the afternoon. So that's my progress so far, and I can tell I'm going to be knitting some more on it today. The 2 yarns I'm using are right here. So the first one is from La Bien-Aimée, which is a French yarn shop based in Paris, and she started dyeing her own yarn a few months ago, and I got this one. It's a lovely light brown color. I mean, the French name would be taupe. I don't know if you use it as a color name in English, but that's how I would call it. It's very lovely. And I can't remember what base it is. I mean, there's merino for sure. Maybe that's it. I can't remember. The second one I got more recently, and it is once again from the Wool Barn by Maya. And it's just so gorgeous. The colorway is called Enchanted Forest, and I hope you can see it well because it's absolutely gorgeous. There are so many colors in it. There's brown, light browns and pinks and yellowish, brownish shades, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And one of the shades in it is the exact same one as this one, which is why I paired them. I actually bought it thinking that it would go super nicely with this yarn, and I wanted to make a shawl with this too. And I considered a lot of different patterns, but we have a winner. I love it. I have no idea what other colors I will use, because this pattern calls for 4 or 5 colors, I think. I don't know. I will make it up as I go, maybe. If you have any ideas. I think the middle part, so the square, would be super lovely in pink. Like a very light peachy pink, which I don't own anything like it, but I will find something because it's going to be so pretty. I think it will make a very lovely spring shawl. So that's what I'm working on. I'm super happy that I have a shawl on my needles again because I love shawls. All I'm missing right now is a new pair of socks, and I will have everything I love: sweater, a shawl, and socks. The 3S, I guess, that's what you need to make a knitter happy, maybe. So that's my knitting for these past couple of months, let's say. I don't really have any stash enhancements. I did buy some yarn, but you've just seen most of it. I mean, there's the one from my Sibylla cardigan, and then the one for my shawl. I haven't been buying that much yarn because I really want to use my stash this year, and I'm just really bad at it, I guess, but I will do my best. And I have a lot of single skein of sock yarn, which are all right here. That's where I keep most of my stash, which is like, this is fingering, and this has DK weight mostly and sport weight, and down below is worsted weight. and it's a big mess, but it's a mess that I love. And I want to use it all this year. So I have a lot of stuff that I want to knit, and we'll see. I will try to be good and not buy too much yarn, but I can't make any promise, obviously. So I think that's pretty much it for today. This went pretty well, I think. I'm so happy that maybe it's like riding a bike, you can't forget it. So this was fun, and I really hope to see you all again soon. In the meantime, you can stop by the group on Ravelry to chat, or I mean on Instagram pretty much all the time. So leave me a message there or whatever. Have a super nice weekend, and as always, happy knitting. Bye!